Maroon Book of Eulogies, written by Fabian Stennett. Maroon Book of Eulogies, Chapter 26. Albert Clinton, Bertie, Baylis. One bright morning when my work is over, gonna fly away home. Life and Times of Albert Clinton Baylis, the Little Neat Man. Good afternoon. My name is Fabian Stennett, writer, presenter, research technologist, cultural scientist, historian, and eulogist. Multifaceted. That is the total permanent cessation of all vital functions. Anything that is alive will undergo this inevitable process. Therefore, life is the most precious gift loaned to us and borrowed time by Mother Nature, the Almighty God. Suffice it to say, it is then the duty of every living thing to exercise equal rights and justice, respect and honesty during this our sojourn called life, and not to discriminate or denigrate a person, a life because of race, class, color, creed, and or any wise. Discriminate not thy brother, denigrate not thy sister, as unto Jah belong the issue of life and or death. Albert Baylis was a short, narrow-shouldered, slimish man with a small nose, flat forehead, small, bright, chirpy eyes, white teeth, gold tooth, neatly dressed, soft-spoken, artistic, adventurous man was he. The irony about Mass Bertie and death are both of his parents hailed from St. Elizabeth. His mother, Nellie, died during childbirth in Guatemala, where he was born. He grew up in Portland, became a man in Malden, married in Montego Bay, resided in Irving, far along the banks of Popkin River, next door to Tango River, returned to St. Elizabeth, and lived along the banks of New River, a pivot for his transcendent to New Jerusalem via Jordan River. During the period 1900 to 1920, Jamaica suffered heavily a massive earthquake, January 14, 1907, claiming over 100,000 lives. At Kingston, this was followed by a series of catastrophic hurricanes. The banana industry, as well as a most other cash crops, were destroyed. Uriah Princeton Baylis and the mother of Albert Bertie Baylis migrated to Guatemala and the South American continent to seek for greener pastures. On March 24, 1927, his mother gave birth to a boy child. She died shortly afterwards. Therefore, Albert received neither nursing nor breastfeeding from his mother. Uriah the prince returned to Jamaica and leave young Albert to grow up with his brother, Albert's uncle, until a big boy. Mr. Princeton returned to Jamaica and married Jane Mary Jarrett. This union bring fruits, namely Ellen Baylis and an adopted sister, Minelle Jane Polias. Little Albert then moved back to Portland, Jamaica, with his uncle, but did not linger. His father Uriah journeyed to Portland to fetch him. Eventually, Uriah bring Albert along with him to his new home at Malden, St. James. Malden at the time was the only free village in the southern part of Jamaica. Albert, his sister Ellen, and adopted sister Minelle all attended the Malden Elementary School. After leaving Malden Elementary School, Albert went on to learn the trade of painting, an art which he skillfully mastered. In his spare time, he did farming as he has the strong love for agriculture. Albert then moved to Montego Bay, where he met and wed Evelyn Baker. This liaison bore no fruit. They both, Bertie and Ivy, lived together, and during his spare time, when he has no painting job to do, he, he and Miss Ivy and a friend named Mr. Edley used to journey to the hills to farm in either Malden or Tongue River, respectively. Benton remember Master Bertie as an excellent painter, probably the best he has ever seen. Sister Claudette said Master Bertie was always neat and soft-spoken, a man of eloquence. My father, who passed away in 2000 at 96 years old, told us a story of how he and Bertie walked on foot from Black River Road, Tango River, to Newmarket to swap the horse called Why Not for a mule they named Dicey. I personally remember Uncle Bertie chose to stay with us during the Gilbert saga of 1988. He was cooking some food and a kerosene oil stove inside. The wind outside was blowing at a speed of some 220 miles per hour. He opened the pot, took a fork, stirred the food, then covered the pot. He then went to lay down on a bed. He closed his eyes. A little suddenly, he felt raindrops pelting him. He opened his eyes, and when he looked up, he was staring into the dark, starless, stormy skies. Gilbert gone with the roof, he echoed. He used to love fried dumpling, jack or roti, and coffee. He has a very small appetite. Master Bertie, for most of his time, fought a long and hard battle with low blood pressure. On January 24, 2010, approximately 2 years after his wife he died, leaving no children, one grandnephew, two grandniece, several other relatives, mourners, and well-wishers. Albert Bertie Clinton Baylis will always be remembered as the neatest man of all times. A neat little giant of a man, small in stature, soft spoken, fun loving, sport boy, adventurous, creative, and artistic, kind in the true sense of the word, loving and genuine. Long live Albert Bertie Baylis, Esquire, the little giant who moved mountain with his farming tools and his paintbrush. Thank you and God bless you all. Won't you greet somebody in charge of love? Maroon Book of Eulogy. Albert Bertie Baylis. Maroon Book of Eulogy, written by Fabian Stennett.